What a phenomenal day for the stock market today, guys. We have a lot to break down in this video. We had the S&P 500. Let's just pull it up and get right into it. Go up 1.1% on the day. We had the Russell up 0.7. The NASDAQ went up 2% as the Dow Jones went up 0.6%. So in this video, we're going to break down the markets, talk about what I'm looking to do in the markets, and we're going to talk about some stocks. We have a couple companies that reported earnings after the bell, including Visa and Intel, and I want to just go over what stocks I'm looking at, where my head is at. So if you guys find value, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and let's just dive right into the video. So we had a green day all across the board today. Awesome day in the stock market. And before we talk about the 4-hour chart, let's break down the intraday chart. And this is going to show you that SPY and Triple Q, both of these had a nice push into the close. And we actually took the highs out from earlier in the day into the close, which is a very good sign for the bulls. You guys can see here SPY earlier in the day, right around 10 minutes in. It was right around $404 a share. It pulled back to about 400. And at one point, I think the markets were pretty much at break even. That was at about 11:30 a.m. on the East Coast, and then SPY really from that point just started taking off. I mean, from 400, and we closed almost at $405 a share. And again, we took the highs out from the morning, which is a very good sign here for the bulls. And coming here on the 4-hour chart, we're going to notice here, like I've mentioned many times on the channel before, we are now breaking out of a key level, and that key level is 400, followed by 403. We broke out of both of those points. We closed above both of them. So bulls look like they're starting. Well, I mean, they've been in charge the past couple days here, you guys can see, but it looks like they're continuing to hold charge, to hold their position here. And by the looks of it, SPY could be going to maybe 408, 410. Maybe it starts breaking out of there based on how the chart is looking like right now. And Triple Q, same thing. I mean, it's looking pretty dang good in my opinion, guys, in the short term. We have a golden cross on the 4-hour chart. We've been doing very well the past couple of weeks here in the stock market. And if this is able to break out of 295, which is right under that point right now, there's a little difference here between SPY. Again, SPY, between SPY and Triple Q. SPY is actually, again, breaking out of the highs from a couple weeks ago. Triple Q has not yet done that. But if it does break 295, there's that, that could be the breakout that gets us more towards 300, which is the next main level. Then if 300 breaks, we're talking, let's see here, from $300, what would be the next main level of resistance? Probably around 310, 315. That is where Triple Q could be going. So very strong day. And look at this close on the day, guys, on Triple Q. I mean, this thing earlier in the day was at 288.50. We ran all the way to 293.50 intraday. That is awesome, even though it is down a bit here after the bell. The bulls are still in charge. On the 1-day chart, 5-day chart, it is clear as day, guys. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if we pull up oil, let me see what crude oil did today. Oil went up 1.2% on the day. Not a crazy day, but it's pretty much still holding right around 80, 81, 82 a barrel. You guys can see here on the 4-hour chart, the bulls need to break 83 a barrel. I mean, if they're able to get out of there, we could end up really starting to make a move towards maybe 90, maybe even higher than that per barrel on oil, but we're just not there yet. And my alert is set at 83 bucks. We will see what it does from that point. And I'm not sure if you guys saw the metals today. Gold went down 0.7%, still holding the uptrend though. Still looks really good on the 4-hour chart, as silver on the day went up about 0.3%, which you guys know if you've been watching the channel for a little bit of time here. We talk about about the metals. I've said silver needs to break the mid-20s, and it has not done that. I mean, look, it's been struggling there for quite some time. If it's able to break 25, we could really start taking off 27 towards 30 an ounce. I'm sticking to that, and we'll see if it happens, guys. I am sticking to it. I'm still bullish on metals. Although I don't own silver, I do own some physical gold. And if you guys go on the channel here, Stas Talk Stocks, and go on the search bar, type in Stas Surface or Stas Talk Stocks, and then type in gold unboxing, you'll see some of my gold collection. I made a video probably, over a year and a half, 2 years ago at this point. This is a while ago. So if you want to see the gold, some of the gold I have, go just type in my name, gold unboxing. It should pop up. So yeah, silver, metals, not too bad of a day. Well, I guess gold went down, but still looking pretty good on the 4-hour chart. And now let's just talk about some of these stocks. And by the way, if you want some free stocks from Moomoo, guys, and from Webull, up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,000 and up to 12 fractional shares from Webull with any amount deposited. All of those free stocks are linked down below. And just know, guys, all those links do help out the channel. Full disclosure, I appreciate you guys as always. Cheers to everybody out there watching. Go get your free money, guys. Let me know what stocks you do end up getting. So let's just talk about some stocks. We had Tesla today, which we've been talking a lot about Tesla because it's just been moving like crazy. And there goes my Ibiza. What's up, Ibiza? My dog's right here next to me, guys. She's flapping around a little bit. I don't know what she's doing. But I'm going to bring her over here so I can pet her while I make the video. Where was I? Tesla, 11% green day today. I mean, oh my God. Tesla went up even more from when we talked about it last. It closed over $160 a share. Officially, which earlier it was over 161. You guys can see that here in the morning. Then we cooled off a little bit midday, and then we ended up ripping back towards 160. So that goes to show the strength in the bulls in the very short term. The fact that Tesla held the trend, right, and then we bounced and closed on an upswing, that's a great sign. If we ended up running up to, well, we did run up to 160, but let's say we ran down under 150, then we gave back all that gain, and let's say Tesla broke even on the day or went red, that obviously that would have not been good for the bulls. But the opposite happened. We held the uptrend all day, very strong, but I'm still sticking to what I said in my last video, guys. Here where we are at 160, 165, 170, it's going to be a big sticking point. And if somehow the bulls get past it, which is possible, never say never, especially with a stock like Tesla. If the bulls get past that point, sure, we could be running 180 to 200. That's possible. But I'm not 100% convinced yet. I'm just saying that, and I'll keep saying that until the charts prove me otherwise. And right now, my alert is set, as you guys can see clearly, at $165 per share. So Tesla, what a day. I mean, what a day. Probably one of the best days we've seen in recent memory for Tesla stock. So cheers to that, guys. Let me get some coffee in my system. And, of course, we got the water, too. Stay hydrated. Stay caffeinated. Guys, let's go. So we had some earnings. Visa reported after the bell today, and oh, my goodness. I forgot. A lot of these Dow stocks saw a weird move the other day. But yeah, look at Visa. It's actually now making a legitimate move. I mean, we can see after the bell, it closed right around 224. After the bell, now it's at 228. It's popping about 2%, and it actually got all the way to 230 at one point initially when the earnings came out, which was a 2.5% pop right off the bat, which is solid. And in terms of their numbers, let's see here. What did they do? They did $2.18 in EPS, which beat the 201 estimate, which is great. And sales also beat, by the looks of it, $7.9 billion versus 7.70, $7.7 billion estimated. So double beat for Visa cross-border volume total up 22%. They processed transactions, processed transactions were up 10%, not bad. Payment volume up 7%, which is really good. Cross-border volume, excluding intra-Europe, up 31%. So a lot of these numbers are looking pretty dang good, guys. Let's see here if I come up a little bit more. Anything on guidance they see here, service revenues, $3.5 billion, an increase of 10% over the prior year, and I recognize based on payments volume in the prior quarter, yada, yada, yada. Visa have the right strategy. They have the right strategy to invest and capitalize on opportunities across consumer payments, new flows, and value-added services, yada, yada, yada. All you guys need to realize is they double beat. The numbers were pretty solid. I'm not seeing anything on guidance. Oh, wow, they have a new CEO, Ryan McInerney. Yeah, McInerney will become CEO of Visa on February 1st. So it's looking like there's a management shift. Maybe the investors are liking that. So we're seeing a pop here, and I'm not sure if that was known already. It might have been known already, so it probably has no influence on the price of the stock. The fact that the CEO is changing, I don't know. It's news to me. Is it news to you guys? Let me know in the comments. But either way, Visa is starting to break, and it's been breaking out. I mean, I told you guys, 220 is a big spot. We've covered that before on the channel. 218, 220. We broke out of that, and we filled the gap to 228 now after the bell, which this is a big point of resistance now. And if we pull the layers back a little bit, 3-year chart, we're going to see where's that all-time high. Oh, right around 252. So look, we break 230. Next gap is 235, which you can see we peaked there in the beginning of last year, January of last year, about a year ago. Also in October of 2021, so about a year and some change ago. That's the next level, 235. If that were to break, we're talking Visa all-time highs, and I would not be surprised if we did see a break towards the mid 230s higher at some point in the near future here. Based on how the chart's looking, based on the earnings report, the reaction to the earnings report, Visa looks pretty good right now, at least in my opinion. It looks pretty decent right now. Now, Intel is one that, it's not looking so decent. It closed at $30, guys, and now it looks like it's down about 10%. It's at about $27.50 after the bell. It's down exactly around 8.2%. So big drop on Intel after the bell. So let's pull this up and see exactly why this is happening. So they ended up doing, it looks like, negative 15 cents. Oh, wow, they lost money. So negative 15 cents EPS, which missed, obviously, the 24-cent estimate. Anything on revenue? Where the heck's the revenue, guys? Or wait, what the heck? Oh, no, that's guidance, guys. I read that wrong. They see negative 15 cents for the next quarter, which is a lot lower than the 24-cent profit. And for the quarter they just reported, Q4, they missed on EPS. They did 10 cents versus 20 cents, and they missed on revenue, $14 billion versus $14.45 billion, which that's not good. So you're telling me Intel missed revenue, missed EPS, and their EPS guidance for the next quarter is below the estimate? That is not going to be good. Investors, traders, the stock on the short term is not going to like that, clearly, as it's down about 8-9% right now after the bell, and it's only 4:45 when I'm making this video. This could get worse. I mean, this really could get worse, and it looks like they guided for anything on revenue, 10.5 to 11.5 billion of revenue for Q1. I'm not sure what the estimate is on that. Actually, no, the estimate was 14 billion. Oh my gosh, guys, that's awful. So guidance is bad. Quarter before us was awful. So yeah, Intel is in a slump, no doubt. I mean, and it was showing signs of relief, kind of. It was at $24.50 a couple months ago. We got almost to break out $30, but clearly it just does not want to break $30. I mean, we've been failing at that point since the middle of November, and now with the earnings report just came out, it's tanking again. Clearly, we're failing again at $30, and it's back under the moving averages. It's a falling knife. So this could probably take the lows out, or at least go and test that low, which on Intel here is a couple months ago, right around $24.50. You guys can see that here on the chart. So not the best for Intel, guys. And those were really the only two companies that I wanted to talk about today in terms of earnings. We did have earlier today in the morning, which we kind of glanced over those in my last video, but we had a couple other companies report. American Airlines, Southwest, Nokia reported. Let's look at that one for fun. Alaska Airlines, what's that one? Well, I know what that is, but what's the ticker of that? I always mix these tickers up. Alaska Airlines, is it? Yeah, it's ALK, that's right. Yeah, ALK reported, oh, wow, the chart looks pretty good, guys. ALK did, and we talked about JetBlue, AAL, and UAL in my last video, which are three other airlines. ALK here ended up doing, where are the numbers here, guys, from this morning? They ended up doing 93 cents adjusted EPS versus 94 cents estimated on sales of $2.48 billion, which missed the $2.51 billion estimated. So double miss for Alaska Airlines as the stock went up pretty much 0.5%. I'm actually surprised that it didn't really take a beating today, considering how much the stock ran into this report. If you guys look at the chart, at the end of the last year, about a month ago, it was 41, and now it's at 52. I mean, it ran up 25% heading into this report. They double missed, and the stock is not tanking. Interesting, quite interesting. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. Maybe investors are seeing something that I'm not. Obviously, they probably are, considering I haven't done much research into this company. Either way, but yeah, ALK breaking out on the chart looks good, but they double missed. You got to keep that in mind. And we also have tomorrow CVX, which today did very well. This is Chevron, guys. If you didn't know, energy company. Today it went up 5%. Very strong day. And look at this. It looks like we are in a bit of an ascending triangle now. You guys see that? So if earnings come out hot tomorrow in the morning, hey, Chevron could continue to break out here and really capitalize, or not capitalize, but what's the word? Continue the gain here that it saw today, and maybe break out above 190, which is where I'm going to set my alert now, which is, slightly above where we were just a couple months ago, or a couple weeks. Yeah, I guess a couple months ago. That was back in the middle of November. So yeah, if we do break 190 on CVX, guys, guess what? New all-time highs is where we're going to be going, and this thing has been hitting all-time highs, if you didn't know, for the past couple months. Each time it hits a fresh high, at least the past couple months, it's been a new high, because we're well above the highs from 2014 and 2008, which you guys can see here. That's where a lot of these energy companies, like I've talked about, that's where they peaked previously. This one hit at 2018 as well. 2018, 2014, 2007, 2008. So yeah, Chevron I'm watching very closely tomorrow. AXP I'm also watching. This is one that's reporting in the morning. This is American Express, guys. We do have the 3-year chart looks pretty good on American Express. Well, maybe not really. It's more the max chart, to be honest. Max chart looks decent. I mean, does this not look like a stock that has been crushing it the past couple of decades, and now it just got overbought at 200? It's pulling back down to about 130. We're finding support in the mid-hundreds. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like the trend is holding, although the 4-hour chart doesn't look that great. But, big but here, if it does start breaking out of 160, 165, maybe after the earnings tomorrow, maybe at some point next week, next couple months, that's where things could really start to turn around. So I'm going to set one alert at 160, another one at 165. And by turn around, I mean that is where we could start running back to that high, recent high, which the all-time high on this thing is what? $200. Yeah, this is a big spot. 160.65, very big spot coming up for this company. So that is AXP. We also have CL. I know it's not the most exciting company, but we do have Colgate-Palmolive in the morning. If you guys brush your teeth, you like mouthwash, you probably use Colgate-Palmolive products, or you have in the past at some point. It's a consumer staples, right? One of those companies that, again, it's not the most exciting. It's boring, quite frankly, but that's good. In the world of investing, it doesn't all have to be flashy, shiny, and, fun. Sometimes, all the time, a lot of the time, it should be boring. Investing should be boring. That is, the reality is, guys, if you make it too spicy, you try and do crazy things, that's when you get screwed. But if you keep it simple, which is a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. But if you look at companies that are boring, you look at index funds that are boring, that a lot of the time that's the way to go. And I'm not saying to go buy Colgate-Palmolive. I'm just saying companies that are just boring and you look over them, sometimes those are the best investments. Sometimes you want your investment to not be in the news all the time. Like, imagine being a heavy investor in Tesla, which I'm not. I used to own a good amount of Tesla, sold out of it, took my profits in the huge meteoric rise. Did I make, all the profit that I could have? Did I time the top, the bottom? Heck no, but I made my money on Tesla, got out of it, own a teeny tiny bit now. But imagine having your entire position in Tesla and Elon's on Twitter all day, or, tweeting crazy things, or always in the news, or always doing this, that, the third. Sometimes, yeah, it's good for entertainment. It's fun to keep track of that stuff, but is it necessarily the best thing for your investment to always be in the spotlight, to always be fluctuating like crazy, to always be causing you anxiety? No, it's not the best. It's not the best at all. Sometimes boring is the best. I'm not even going to say sometimes. It is a lot of the time. All the time, pretty much, right? But of course, if we're trading and we want to be a little bit more active in the stock market, we do a little bit of both. There's a boring side of the portfolio, but of course, we also have the side of the portfolio where we're actively picking stocks, we're trading, we're doing options. But the thing is, people out there, and we'll wrap it up here, guys, they go too hard or too all in on the fun side of investing, the exciting side of investing, which a lot of people that did that in 2020, 2021, well, they got screwed in 2022. A lot of people learn a lot of lessons, and investing is not supposed to be fun. It's just not. Honestly, it's not. But we can have fun with it. And again, it all depends on It's relative to who you're talking to, how they want to split the portfolio, 90% in boring, safe things for the long term, 10% fun, speculative, right? Some people are 50-50. Depends on who you're talking to. Let me know what you are in the comments. Are you all in on speculative stocks, fun stocks, making it fun all the time, or are you just a boring set it and forget it investor? Let me know in the comments, guys. And if you enjoyed the video, of course, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. And of course, on top of that, get your free money up to 15 stocks from Moomoo and up to 12 stocks from Webull. All those details are linked down below. And if you want to check out Seeking Alpha, 50% off of your first year, link down below as well. And check out the Patreon. You might as well DM me if you have any questions about it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.